Welcome back, Powerful Mind. How are you guys doing? We're back and we're better than ever, baby. I missed you so much since last time. We have someone very special here today. Today we're here with...
Dannyp, man. Dannyp 941.
Yeah, and you know how we do on Powerful Mind. We gotta turn up. Let's get it. And hit the intro music now.
Powerful Mind.
Yay! I had saw your stuff for a while, just on other people's pages and whatnot.
Yeah.
And then I finally decided to follow you, right? And I deep dived more into like what you had going on with your own studio, with your own music, and just working with a bunch of other artists. And
Definitely.
Your craft is obviously really good too. And I was like, yo, this would be a perfect fit for Powerful Mind. So definitely appreciate you coming out,
Of course.
making it happen.
Appreciate you having me.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Super, super cool. So tell me about like what made you want to start your studio and how, just for people who, want to get into that field.
Yeah, I mean, really, what made me want to get into the engineering production side is making music forever. I always made music. Got my first microphone when I was like 18 years old, and I was recording out of my crib. And everything sounded good out of my headphones. Like, it sounded good.
Yeah.
And then I took it to the car. Like, my friend had like a BMW with all these like door speakers and crazy subs.
Yeah.
And I played it in there. I was like, oh my God, this sounds awful.
Like
Like, seriously, like this is not how it sounded in my room.
Yeah.
So it was the first time that my mind got like put on to like, oh, there's a whole another side to the mixing, you know? So I tried to like, continue cooking and kind of, I was trying to learn the mixing side, but like I said, YouTube, I would get lost with like them trying to explain ratio, compressor. I just couldn't follow the language of what they were saying.
Yeah.
So I tried to go to other studios and record, and I felt like, damn, like low key the mixes I'm getting on my house damn near have more life than where I'm going to these big studios. And it was weird to me because I was like, either I'm getting half-assed or these dudes just don't know what they're doing.
Right.
Like for real.
Right.
So I was like, I don't know. So eventually I always had it in mind to go to a production school, but like totally was not like a school-oriented person. I got kicked out of school twice. I got expelled twice.
What was you doing?
Weed shit.
Oh, okay.
And then I had to go,
right.
and then truancy, yeah.
Oh no.
Yeah.
They got you. I typed up a whole truancy letter. I was like, please do not do this to me.
Oh
like
yeah, I didn't even have a chance to type a letter. They looked at me like, boy, you are not gonna graduate.
You're
done. You're fried.
Out. Yeah, that's funny. So you ended up going to school for it, yeah?
Yes.
Okay. And then, so would you recommend that to people who are trying to learn the craft and get introduced to it?
I think if you tried to learn on your own and you can't, like if you feel like, damn, like I can't catch on or you're not making any progress, then yeah, like school could be a good thing. In my opinion, try to find a cheap school. Like honestly, like nobody wants. Because the thing is, a lot of people, when I went to school, a lot of people had the idea that, yo, I'm gonna get this diploma and I'm gonna be able to go into a studio. But that's not the case at all. Like at all. Like they don't care. Why would a studio that's already developed motion traction, they got something going on, why would you show them a diploma and they're, oh cool, yeah, come in our doors, take our clientele.
Right.
The way to get a job in any studio or show them that you're worthy is to rent their rooms and just flood it. Like bring everybody, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, like the diploma part is dead. You don't need the diploma, but it's the network and the opportunity and setting a base and having people around you and resources and teachers. If you have a question, you don't have to stay stuck on for months. You could like write it down and go ask the teacher, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah, no.
So yeah, I do recommend it if you feel like you're not making progress on your own, but you could certainly make progress on your own.
Right,
Truthfully.
absolutely, dope.
Yeah.
So then what made you, if you have a diploma and you had all that, then what made you do your own studio then and not just try to get into one that was already established?
That's funny, yeah. So actually, pretty much, so after the second I left school, like I said, it was only a 9-month program. I always knew a lot of people just in general. So once I got out of school, I started doing like $10 an hour out of my mom's crib. So that was getting pretty busy. My mom's like, yo, you need to get your own house.
No way. Well, for $10 an hour?
Yeah.
We're all sliding.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Like, it was different times.
Yeah.
I had it booming for real. Like my mom's like, what is going on? Like this is crazy. You need to get out of here. But then, yeah, I got into like a little small studio in Sarasota, and then I got into like another, I won't say names, I got into some studios, you know, in other cities, and pretty much very quickly I saw they were throwing me they saw the value I brought to them. They're like, this kid's booming. Whoever this is a blessing. They were very grateful for me. But then all of a sudden it became, oh, damn, like, we don't have him locked in. He can technically do whatever he wants and go wherever. So pretty much they try to throw me contracts and be shady and weird and be like, yeah, if you don't sign this, then we're gonna deduct your pay, blah blah blah. So I was like, damn, like I'm doing all this for the studio. I'm bringing them hella emotion, and I'm getting done dirty. And I was like, you know what, low key, I could do this myself. But even before that, I was in another studio at Graham Bay Studios. Alex Romero, shout out to Alex, is a great dude. I talked to him last night. He gave me some advice. So
let's go.
There's good people that you run into and cross paths with for sure.
Absolutely. So then you open what year was that you opened your own studio?
Realistically, 2020 was the last time I worked at like any industry studio.
Okay.
I think really it was like right at the start of Corona.
Okay.
Like I kind of realized like, damn, like it was the first moment I realized like that technically the government or whatever can take your money at any point. They shut jobs down. They shut everything down. I was like, I can't sit around and wait for that. Like, so that was really the first time.
Your creative itch.
Yeah.
You were like, I need to do something.
Yeah. Well, they started to be like, oh, you gotta like wear 6 masks if you're gonna enter the studio and spray every 6 seconds and wipe.
Right.
And like it was just really hard to even book studio time because they were really on that lockdown stuff. So I really had the idea at this time to be like, okay, 30 an hour. At like my baby mama's house at the time. She wasn't home, so I was like, I got my laptop and a mic.
Yeah.
30 an hour. I sent 3 text messages, booked myself 11 hours in 3 texts.
Let's go.
So I was like, yo, like this is the most money I've ever made. Like, whoa, okay, well,
no.
Off the music.
No.
But I'm sitting there, I'm like, damn, like 30 an hour, 11 hours at my baby mama's crib. Okay.
I can do this for real.
Yeah, I was making less at the studio. I was making 20, 25.
Right.
I was like.
So that was the first time that you realized that, okay, I am extra super valuable and I can like take this even further.
Yeah. I was like, might as well, work for yourself. Like I'm, I'm saying like I've kind of, to be real, like if some of the studios I worked for treated me well and treated me like, damn, like the value I was bringing to them and they did the same back, then I probably would have stayed at the studios. But I'm very glad, you know what I'm saying, that like, I got the weird shit.
Yeah, I think everything happens for a reason.
Of course.
So you opened your studio in 2020. So let's backtrack a little bit because you've been making music since 2014.
I mean, on paper.
Yeah, right, exactly. That's over a decade of literally making something out of nothing, which is a huge recurring theme for Powerful Mind too. Sure. And just getting it done by any means necessary, which is a huge thing, right? So actually, I watched all of those, by the way. I scrolled all the way down to your YouTube.
Oh, my old YouTube. Oh, yeah. There's some shit I don't even need to be on there.
Watched all of it.
That's funny.
And then, it like, you were so much in 2014 that you were selling physical mixtapes. Like, physical,
that's that throwback, man.
Like, physical,
if you weren't selling mixtapes back in the day, man, you're not on the OG shit.
You were not hustling.
Yeah, you came around for the streaming services times. Yeah. Like.
Was that Mixed Emotions? On that one?
Yeah, I think, it is.
Okay. So she
does her research. That's a good host.
Guys, I did my research because last time, this is funny because last time when I interviewed Mozzie, I literally found like, I did everything but like on like these big sticky notes, and I was like, I can't fucking hold these sticky notes while I'm doing this interview.
So I just stick
like, right. I'm like, which sticky note am I looking at? So I just like got something random from here and like stick them on it, and it looked very professional. Anyways, guys, this time I have a clipboard.
Official.
We're upgrading.
Yeah.
Hold on 1 second. We gotta move that cup.
Oh, racetrack?
Yeah.
Hey, man, Wawa's better anyways, bro.
Just put it on the floor.
Wawa's better anyways. Swear to God, boy.
You said Wawa?
Hell yeah. Shout out to Wawa, bro.
Yeah.
Them chicken tenders, the macaroni.
Wait,
hey, I gotta get off that shit though.
I put everything on it, like all the seasonings. I put oregano, Old Bay,
like on
salt,
the macaroni,
pepper, all of it.
Oh yeah, you different. All I ever did was the buffalo.
That's
trust
good.
me, I'm with it. I'll put I don't even think I ever got the option because I'd be getting that little bundle with like the sandwich and the macaroni.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So yeah, I never like clicked macaroni
directly. If you like create your own bowl, yeah.
Okay. Oh, bowl.
Yeah.
Yeah, I never do that.
Yeah,
I just get the little side of macaroni.
Mashed potatoes, you can put like.
Yeah, exactly. Like mashed potatoes and the macaroni and the chicken tenders with all the flavor.
But
all the flavor.
Either way, shout out to Wawa, man. No cap.
No, shout out Wawa. Period. Guys, listen, today's episode is sponsored by Bashman Event Center located in Port Charlotte, Florida. Use them for all of your event center needs, including weddings, networking events, corporate events, birthday parties, anything you can imagine. They have so many different things to rent out, including like a 360 camera, throne chairs. They have a portable bar. The list goes on, but they're super, super dope. They're family owned, amazing, beautiful family, hardworking. Definitely come out, support them. Again, Bashman Event Center located in Port Charlotte, Florida. Thank you, Bashman. I was like, yo, drip check.
Go ahead, man. Let me put that in case it starts snowing in this bitch. For real. That's a different drip. Sideways guy. Yeah, they don't get it.
It is.
Oh, God.
It is. Yeah. Wait. Show him. Get up and just show him really quick. Pop in frame.
Hey, this is my brother Exotic, man.
You gotta get down.
This ain't even light spill. This is what it is.
Up a little bit. No, this camera.
Yeah, that one. We got too many. Just look at them all, man. Look, there he is.
Yeah.
Hey, what is it? Spicy. My God.
Yeah. All right, cool, awesome. Drip check complete. Thank you.
Facts.
Yeah. So you went to school, and also just in the mix of all of this, because obviously you made it like a huge thing for yourself, and you established yourself really well, and you have really good credibility. Also, you always get hella love, like, on all of your stuff that you do, like, post and upload.
Shout out to the city, for sure.
No, for real, that's what I'm saying. And that in itself shows a lot, because especially coming from this area that we talked about, which you also shout out, like, your city a lot in your stuff, and I love that. That's what we're trying to incorporate more. Like, shout out Northport, shout out Port Charlotte. Like, there are people who are doing things and putting in motion in these small towns.
Shout out to the 941.
No, literally.
I didn't even realize Port Charlotte was 941. That shit blew my mind. Because you said Port Charlotte, I'm thinking it's 20 minutes away from Bradenton. 941, it's got to be. I'm like, an hour. I'm like, what the hell is going on?
It's crazy. But at the same time, I feel like we all feel the same energy of small town.
Yeah.
We all feel the same small town energy.
Definitely in small towns. Bradenton, Port Charlotte. I never even been to Port Charlotte.
Exactly.
So I'm glad y'all brought me out.
I know. You said Port Charlotte. You said what? Where? What is that?
What the fuck?
You said I'm passing something called Northport? Like, that's wild. Yeah.
I've been to Northport. Yeah.
Yeah, so I love that. And then also, like I said, just you getting all this love and all this from all these people also just shows that you are like a good person, which is also very hard to find in the industry. Like good, genuine, hardworking, talented individuals.
Yeah, I appreciate that. It is a little bit for sure.
Yeah, so that's really, really dope to see. And then also, while you're doing all this, you have a child?
I do. I do. Shout out to him. Yeah. Adrian, the GOAT.
So, did you ever like have any difficulties doing what you're doing and also like balancing being dad?
Of course, in the beginning, sometimes it's like a blur. Like we made it happen for sure, but a lot of it, a lot of running, a lot of like dropping my kid off at 4 a.m. or like picking him up at 4 a.m., going back home, taking him to school with 2 hours of sleep. A lot of restless nights. I definitely got used to him. I'm actually relearning how to sleep like an efficient amount of hours.
I peeped on your story recently. You're like, haha, I'm sleeping nothing tonight, and it's like 5 a.m. I'm like, oh,
it's bad.
Good.
When I sleep 8 hours, I'm like, yo, this is like, I'm a whole nother person.
Yeah.
I'm like up, I won't yawn the whole day, but if I'm running off 2 hours, I'm gonna thug it. I'm gonna make it happen, but I'm gonna be so drained. Like, yeah.
No, that's
it's
dope.
part of the grind, though. You know what I'm saying? Like,
absolutely.
Sleep when you die, man.
Right.
Get to it.
So what does your support system look like?
I got a good support system. Again, I got a lot of people in the city who really do show love and believe in me, and I feel like it's been like that since the jump. Like I've always heard that, and I feel like I definitely gotta, step up and get right. But
what do you mean by that? Like give back?
Yeah, give back. I'm currently working on a second studio in my facility and hire more engineers, get that going so I can travel and have an income when I'm gone in LA. I go to LA a lot. Support system, shout out to David Grain. That's my dog. It's actually Boston Richie's A&R. He's an A&R for Epic. And he's been huge for me. Like, seriously, like we plugged in like 2020 and it just became like it's literally my brother.
Yeah.
So I go to LA a lot and like, we'll network out there. So support system, shout out to Dave. Shout out to a lot of my friends. Little Geoff, little Bradford, Jerry. I got a lot of, I don't even want to throw names because I got so many people that help. Seriously, I got a lot of people that help. Shout out to Exotic for coming with me. It's my brother for real. We just lost one of our brothers. Like, it's been a crazy month in general, but like, support system, my mom. Shout out to my mom. She's always been there for sure. Like, yeah.
That's like a very special thing because, like, talking from my own experience, I wouldn't be able to do any of this without my team, without the people who help me do this.
Definitely.
When you do have that support system to speak your goals and speak your aspirations and what you want to do and have people listen and believe in you and know that you can do it and will help you see it through, that's crazy. It literally changes everything.
Most definitely.
So also, what has your evolution of your studio looked like? Because when you first got it, I mean, you just mentioned that you want to expand it more.
Yes.
And so, you came to that conclusion just from being away a lot?
No. I think the question was what do I want to expand or what do I want to do?
Yeah, like what's the evolution of your studio looked like?
Yeah,
you know?
So obviously, like back in probably 2020, it started when I finally went like full time myself. It started with a crib. Like I was just booming out of my house like 30 an hour or something, and I had that going crazy. And then randomly, my mom sent me like a link to a studio for rent in Bradenton, and I thought it was crazy. I was like, I don't think I've even heard of a studio in Bradenton. And then she sends me the link, and I click it, and I call the dude immediately. Met him the next day. It was so meant to be. It's crazy. But I pretty much found myself in a studio in Bradenton that I have right now that was already built out damn near. Like, it had all the windows. It was already set up like a studio, you know?
Oh, cool.
Minus the equipment, of course, that I provided throughout the years and
Right.
invested. But, yeah, and now we're pretty much building a second studio. I'm just ready to update it, make it all the dope lights, you know, separation. Yeah.
Yo, shout out your studio. Tell them where to find it.
Flood Recording Studios. Google it right now. Flood Recording Studios, Bradenton, Florida. Pull up, man. We got that gas, you know what I'm saying? Like, you won't regret it. We got that pressure, boy.
I'm flipping. Got 2 pages going.
Uh-oh.
Your girl's onto some things.
Okay.
You know what's really funny? I wrote
up?
down here just a really funny line from Elephant Garden.
Damn, that's the first song I ever dropped.
Yeah.
Yeah, you went back.
Yeah.
She on point.
Yo, shout out Elephant Garden. First of all, hell of a name. Elephant Garden.
Yeah, it was really stupid. Like, I just like to do stupid stuff. Like, it had
No, but I
nothing
love
to do
that.
with anything.
No, but I love
That's why I
that.
did it.
Because I'm the same way. Like, you can even ask them who, like, know me. Like, why not be unserious? Be seriously unserious.
I saw a post about that. You're like, life isn't that serious. And I was like, no, it's for real.
No,
That's facts, man. Like, look, it's easy to get in your own head. It's easy to build this, like, freaking wall that now you got to break to get through. But, like, literally, that's life, bro. Like, we have doubts, all this stuff. But realistically, like you said, you know, going back to your post, it's not that serious. And
it ain't that deep.
The more that you have that good energy, and even if you're getting shit on in life and you just still count your blessings, watch the shift. I'm telling you.
Absolutely. That's something personally I've had to really work on too. Honestly, like this like last month was, I just felt myself being super ungrateful. I was like, ew, you know what I'm saying?
She said,
like,
ew.
Yeah, literally. It's not like it's not a good feeling because then you end up being miserable, like in a way.
You attract more bad things.
Right, exactly. You just more negative
Life's like,
energy.
oh yeah, you're ungrateful for that? All right, watch this.
No, for real. Yeah, exactly. So I was like, yo, am I gonna take a step back? Like, breathe in the good air, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, just really be thankful for all the little things in life that you have. Going back to Elephant Garden real quick. You said, Helen Keller ass nibba, can't speak up.
Damn. She's not. I don't even remember that line, bro. We were just talking, man. Like, everything is so one take freestyle. Like, I just always like the freestyle. That's how I make all my music.
Yeah.
I can't, like, how you sent me your questions. I saw them. I briefly thought about them, but I was
No. They're not meant for you to actually think about.
No,
like,
I already know.
I
already know. I just I'm like an off the top person.
No, same.
For
Okay,
sure.
cool. That's all. I just wanted to put that out there. I just felt like
Shout
that
out
was
to Helen,
hilarious.
man. That had to have been a rough life.
Shout out Helen Keller.
Blind and deaf. Well, you
That's
better count your
wild.
blessings. There was Helen Keller lived through life blind and deaf, and you're upset? Tighten up.
Shout out
Tighten up.
Helen Keller, the real
Crazy.
goat. The real goat out
Crazy.
here. Anyways, yeah, and then so I also noticed in your just going through like your content and your music and your everything, that you took a 4-year gap between Make Me Laugh and Look at You. Is there a reason as to why? Like, what was happening in life?
That's a great question.
And then leading into that, from that question, talk about your progression. What does progression look like to you?
Progression looks like finding yourself. I feel like really tuning into yourself. I mean, as cliche and corny as that sounds, like literally, I feel like we all have a purpose. We all move and say and act how we act. And I think it's really crucial and important to, throughout life, just find yourself, be yourself, and that's going to be so appreciated. No, don't act like somebody else. Don't be like somebody else. That's key. The moment you can be like, yo, I feel like I really found myself. It's not easy, but it's like, I feel like that's like a part of journey of life. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So, yeah.
So the 4-year gap, you were just...
So that 4-year gap, that's a great question. I mean, honestly...
You don't even remember.
No, I do. I do.
Oh, you do? You do?
Yeah, I always cook music. I feel like a lot of the people I was cooking music with kind of just like weren't about it as much as I was.
As serious about it, right? And that's
Yeah.
another hard thing to find.
Yeah, and I was trying to like hit up my dogs, like, yo, let's cook. They're not about it. They're with girls. They're with this, that. So I was like, and then I had a kid, and I really just got discouraged, as many people. I've heard so many people come in the studio and record songs about how they went off track with their baby mama or their relationship. Like, it happens. But like, I totally like damn near gave up my music for a girl, like, because she was like mad at me, because like she became my #1 fan and my biggest hater. You know how it goes. But pretty much at the time.
Yeah, I know how it would be with the baby mama.
Yeah, you know. Shout out to the baby mamas, man.
Hey, hold it down. Anyways,
But yeah, so that 4-year gap was really like I was damn near lost. Like, I still cook music. I've never, like, I'm not even myself if I don't. You feel me? Like, I might go a couple months, but I'm always end up on that mic somehow. And that's what bleeds into me being a good engineer. Like, I get it. I understand it. I've given many people little hints. Hey, try this. Now they're doing that because they're like, okay, I see that. You know what I'm saying? Like, the whole point, that ego shit in music, honestly, that ego shit in anything in life needs to be dropped, because in a room with creatives who all want to like progress, that's what you want. I see too much of the, like, the little reserve stuff and all that, bro. That's not how people win, bro.
Yeah.
I'm telling you.
And like right now, while you were saying that, Josen's sitting there nodding his head, because Josen has a very similar background. He Supreme. He started actually rapping as well, making music in Orlando.
Okay.
And then
shout out to Orlando.
Yeah,
I
transitioned.
started down here, but yeah.
Right.
Okay.
And then you transitioned into engineering, correct? Producing. And he literally, when I tell you, like, when you just said, I'm not me if I don't do this, which is another reoccurring theme of Powerful Mind, is that, like, you just can't explain it to people. People who don't get it, who don't understand, like, for example, like how athletes are with their sport and we are with our craft, whether that's music or whatever that may be. It's literally inside of you, and like you have to like feed it. You have to do something with it.
Definitely.
You know,
a lot of those people found who they were, and that's why they understand that is part of them. And if they don't do it, they're dry of like themselves. And like that's why you see a lot of these MMA, UFC fighters. They're fighting at 40, 50. Like, bro, get off that cage, boy. You way too old. But it's them. It's their identity. You know what I'm saying? It's with everything. Like, So.
Yeah, absolutely.
You always want to do it.
Which is super, super dope. And so you do that every day. Every day you're working on your craft, right?
Yeah, I mean, if I'm even not making my own music, sometimes I like to take a few weeks off. So you gotta feel, you gotta get in that vibe. But as far as like, anything music related, I'm doing every single day. Like, it's sometimes I don't even give myself a day off. Like, that's another thing that I need to balance. Of course, like life outside the studio and life outside of music. That's important too, because
how important is balance?
It's so important. Balance is everything, for sure. Like, literally, there's times I was in the studio. 2022, I lived in the studio. I didn't go out. I was just locked in 14 hours a day, 12 hours a day. But I was getting fat. I looked not good. Like, I was just like, I was spending like $400 or $500 on DoorDash a month. Like, I wasn't even leaving the studio. I wasn't even driving to get food. I was just bring it over here, man.
You said I didn't even take a shower. That's crazy.
I don't know about that. We kept the hygiene on point. Nah, come on. Nah, but real shit. Balance is very important with everything. Like, with the relationships, with your job, with like yourself, with your me time, right? Like everything,
Yeah, super cool, super dope. So what do you have going on like for the future? Like what's happening?
For the future, man, like
what are you looking at? Like what are some of your like big goals? Like think like huge.
Well, realistically, right, like I've just realized thinking way too far ahead is cool. You gotta have that in mind. But I can only tell you what I'm thinking right now. Yeah,
you got to take one step at a time.
Absolutely.
Bite off. That's something I also learned is because I would think like so like big and so like and I'm like how the fuck am I gonna like do all of this?
For sure,
like,
you're thinking like 10 miles away, but like you forgot you got set.
Yeah. So you gotta like bite off enough, small enough chunks to be able to digest it, and then eventually you go off to really big things. So yeah, what is some of that looking like for you then?
Realistically, to keep it like brief. Get my second studio open, which is damn near there. We've painted the walls. It actually took a lot. It took a lot more time.
You're like this close then.
We're very close.
Yeah, paint on the walls.
I had life delays, but we're back. The walls are. Studio B damn near looks more modern than my Studio A. Studio A's got way too much dope gear, but Studio B, we painted the walls white. We got new flooring. We got a window that we're about to put in to separate the booth from the engineer room. So really, realistically, just getting both those studios running. You know, build a separation to where both those rooms could be bookable by a few different engineers.
Right next to each other? You said they're in different buildings?
They're in the same building, but their separation's fine. Now I just gotta like build walls and halls and stuff like that for it to really make sense.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? For it to have multiple engineers. But yeah, the actual spot is like 1,700 square feet. It's a big it's a big studio.
Yeah.
So yeah, realistically, to sum it up, get that Studio B going, get that studio running itself. Get all these drops. I have a lot of music, and I'm tapped in with a lot of people, different features I don't even want to speak on yet, but a lot of drops, even like dropping the funny videos, just really everything, content, and just pulling up and being active and keeping that motion rolling in every way, not saying no to damn near anything that isn't towards growth, you feel me?
Yeah. Showing face, like you said, like networking, huge. Who you know, huge.
Facts.
Today's podcast is sponsored by I Dig Photo, which is a visual studio that provides photography and videography services for all your events such as weddings, networking events. It also provides different commercial services such as aerial photos, 360 photos, and panoramics. Thank you so much for sponsoring today's episode. Yeah, you got a lot of big things coming in all different retrospects and different ways. Do you have like any, because you do everything completely on your own, like you have no manager. Do you have like a team who helps you with anything, or?
So a team is absolutely crucial, as we talked about earlier, in any growth. Like, is Apple one guy? No, it's not. Best Buy, whatever company you want to name, was not one person. So I actually literally am dolo. Like, as far as my business, I've had a few assistants. I've actually had like 3 assistants that answered my calls, this and that, but this didn't work so smooth. My real idea is to have interns answering the calls that are also engineering when I get the set up the right way. But yeah, and eventually bring in people who could do the back end. Because I'm not gonna lie, I'm sorry to anybody I don't get back to. I suck. This so booked, but like, there's definitely a lot of people that are like, oh, bro, Danny's, like, I hear it all the time, bro. You are so, bro, I've been hitting you up, so hard to get a hold of you.
Yo, get a
so
system.
So realistically, I do need somebody on those phones because they just stay booming. Like,
Right.
call right now. Unfortunately, my Google, if you try to call that number, it's off. Like, I have the phone and my crib has been off. Blessed that I'm so busy through the people I know. You know what I'm saying? That's why networking is everything. Google, I've never handed a business card. Besides when I had assistants, I've never answered that Google number. Nah. So, but yes, a team is crucial. That's not how a business should be running. Luckily, I know a lot of people, but there's absolutely, yes, I need to develop a team, and I have ideas of, how that's going to be implemented this year.
So how important is it to reinvest in yourself and to present yourself as a business, especially when you're a creator?
It's crucial. It's key. What you put in is what you get out. Like, if, you know what I'm saying? Like, if you're not like, it's like if you go to the gym and you don't lift a weight for like 3 years, it's like, oh, I've been pulling up, I'm here. But you're not seeing any results, like, you didn't do anything. You know what I'm saying? Like, what you put in is what you get out with anything. Like, you invest in yourself, you're gonna see the return. Like, yeah, I mean, I think that's with any profession or career or whatever you're doing personally. Like, you put in the time, you will see a result back, and that'll motivate you to go harder.
Absolutely. No, I absolutely agree. And then I was also thinking about, because like you just said, like, you're so blessed with word of mouth. I genuinely do think that word of mouth is way more powerful than any other type of,
no
like
business card, man.
Yeah.
We're in the music business. Like, don't nobody care about a business card or an ad. Like, nobody's calling that, bro. Like, trust me.
Yeah.
Your boy told your other boy, this dude's raw. They're eventually going to tap in. They're going to see it for themselves. Now they're going to tell their cousin's going to tell their aunt's going to tell, you know what I'm saying? And then all of a sudden it's up. But like, word of mouth is everything for sure. That's the biggest form of promo, advertisement. You can't buy that. Word of mouth is it.
Absolutely. And then, so are you trying to navigate into different avenues, or are you trying to really just stay focused and get that second studio up? Or
yeah, like I said, step by step. Like, I mean, even beats, a lot of like the songs you've heard were my own beats. A lot of people ask me all the time, bro, can you give me beats? Can you give me a beat? But like, the engineering, for me, it's just smooth. It's really easy. I've done it forever. It's not. I can literally be falling asleep and give you a dope ass mix and chop and drops. Like, it's just what it is. I don't think too much on it. The beats, I just need, I needed to find the time to structure packs and get them out. You know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of times, if I hop on a song, I'll just cook it really quick, and the vocals will really kind of drive the song, and then I could add a little stuff here and there. But yeah, I want to get the beats going. A lot of different avenues with music. I mean, one of my boys thinks I should manage some artists. I got people like, this is my dog right here. This is a great artist himself. There's people like that I look at like that in my city that I'm like, damn, like, if I plug in the right way how I need to, and I've talked to a lot of different managers. We've been to Rolling Loud. I've talked to, different managers backstage and seen how they kind of came on their come up and how they manage their artists. So, you know, stuff like that. I mean, it's not a guarantee, but there's so
Right.
many avenues and lanes with the music
Right.
that I definitely am interested, like, either
Right.
way. Yeah.
Right, absolutely. Which makes a lot of sense because, like you said, there's just so many different branches that you can go off to when you're already starting so strong in some place.
Yeah, definitely.
You know, especially when you get that finally, like, really just established with your second studio and all that, and then you can kind of go from there. That's kind of like the same thing with Powerful Mind as well. Is, you know, I started this as an idea in my head, you know?
That's dope. And, like, I came without hesitation. I saw your page. I saw you have really dope, cool pictures. It seems like you really, like, take this serious, obviously. Your questions are great.
Thank
I
you.
look forward to seeing, you know, how you guys progress this and have big guests on here, for sure.
Thank you. No, I really appreciate that. And that's what I was saying. I was like, guys, he's dope. He's real as fuck. He's driving like over an hour just to get here. Like, I was like, he didn't even really know anything about it. He was
Nah.
like, I'm down. I'm game.
I didn't even really care if this shit was in a room, bro,
Yo.
with like some little GoPro. I'm like, you know what?
Yeah.
I'm on it.
That's what it's about, though. That's the
You feel me? Like,
That's the difference.
in life,
Separate
stop.
people.
Yeah, and you gotta
Separate-
stop this.
yeah.
The being like, oh, I don't know if I should go. Is it worth it? Is it even like? Is it even popping? Like, dude,
Absolutely.
like just the more you train yourself to just, hey, if you have an instinct to just do it, network, go, just go, bro. Like,
Dude, yeah,
Yeah.
I say that all the time because that's another reoccurring theme of Powerful Mind. If they want to do it, they will. They'll stop. They will. If they want to actually work with you, if they want to actually collaborate, they're not gonna.
well, they ain't gonna
I
make it on
hate-
here if they got a weak mind. That's why it's called Powerful
Powerful
Mind.
Mind. Yeah.
Get your ass out of here, boy.
Smoking a new slogan.
Yo, yeah. Weak ass mind, boy, get out of here.
Yeah.
for
Ain't no
real.
weak minds going on here.
No, for real. So that's another recurring. Have you ever experienced that when like someone says over and over they want to work with you, they want to do this, and never follows through, never actually does anything?
Yeah, I get that all the time, but I know the process. At this point, if somebody's like, yo, I'm trying to lock in, bro.
You can kind of tell
Cool.
off rip.
Deposit.
Yeah,
Book online.
that's it. Yeah.
Bro, I ain't gonna go back and forth, bro.
Yeah.
I already suck at getting back to people. I'm not gonna go back and forth. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? So, yeah. Send deposit, we'll lock in. That's it. Like, it's gotta be official. Like, I'm sorry. Some people are like, oh, bro, you gonna deposit me? It's like, yeah, because there's like 10 people trying to get on a
Yes.
Saturday night. If you don't show up, I'm gonna feel really dumb
Absolutely.
that I didn't deposit you. Like, yeah, business is business. And I've told a lot of people, like, I make friends with a lot of people. And that's the hard part, that you become friends with some people. But then you got to separate that business. Some people get all offended and stuff, but I'll explain, bro. There's a difference between you being my dog and then the business side. Because if I carry this shit like you're my dog the whole time for everybody, then this isn't a business anymore. And now,
Absolutely.
like, this shit's not afloat. Like,
Absolutely.
so you got to keep that. Yeah, I could be cool all day, but also I could be a dick if I
Yeah.
need to be.
Yeah.
Like, unfortunately, that's just what it is. I used to not, but, you know,
Yeah.
running a business and operating and dealing with rappers, you know what I'm saying?
Right. Absolutely.
I love them.
Right.
A lot of people actually have way more problems dealing with rappers than I do. A lot of A&R friends are like, bro, it's so hard to deal with rappers. Like, I love them. It's easy. I chill with
Yeah.
them all day. Like, it's
Yeah.
cool, but I get it if you're not on their type of time and it's hard to relate and click with them. Then yeah, you might struggle, but like,
Yeah. No.
keep it official and professional and business
Absolutely.
and you know.
Right. It's the same thing. Like, you think I come here and Dre turns on all these lights and this AC and spends his time doing all this with his equipment and I don't pay him? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's stuff like that that a lot of people don't also realize is that, like you said, there's a difference between we're friends and we're cool and we have whatever, but
Yeah.
also like the business side of everything. It's super important too. So
Absolutely.
that's I think people who are going into the industry also need to think about that
For sure.
too.
For
For sure. Have you ever? Well, I guess you kind of said like off rip, you're really successful with your studio times and everything. But have you had moments in time where, because you obviously self-fund yourself in everything that you do.
Yeah, absolutely.
Have you had times where it was like tight and you had to really hustle to really get money to continue to perfect your
Right now.
craft?
Right now.
Yeah.
I'm in the craziest things I've probably been in right now. Like, but again, I could take these moments and be like, oh, like, this is going bad and get negative, but like, I'm so grateful. Like, even when something bad happens, I'm like, yo, like, somebody's got it way worse. But yeah, right now, not to get too personal, but I'm in the middle of a lot of stuff. I haven't seen my kid in 8 months. I've spent like $20,000 trying to get him back.
Oh, wow.
Fight between good and evil damn near. But
Yeah.
again, yeah, like, you stay positive through all that and, you keep a P at all times and everything's going to work out how it needs to. Most definitely.
Absolutely.
But yeah, the
Absolutely.
setbacks, who doesn't face setbacks? Like, what story would you have? What story would anybody have if they didn't have setbacks? Like, that's literally what builds you. Like, those moments, again, they may suck and it may be difficult, but like you really gotta really tap in those moments. Be like, all right, it's go time.
Yep. It's make or break time. Absolutely. And I feel like, especially as creators, I feel like a lot of people who are in this industry do like have that, and if they don't last very long. You know, they don't continue to do the craft, because I was the same way. Like, for example, first season, I mean, I've said this before, but first season, there wasn't even like a, oh hey, we're wrapping up season 1. I literally just ran out of money. Like, I literally just ran out of money.
She looked at her bank one day and be like, all right, so season 1's a wrap. Thanks for everybody who was a part. We're changing the business name. We're actually
for real. No, straight up. I literally was like, I'm gonna keep doing this as long as I possibly can to like learn as much as possible in the process, because like we were talking about before,
that's fire. That's what it takes.
Right.
You're supposed to run out of money. I literally when I started the studio, how I operated, luckily, you know, things changed, thank God, but like for probably like a year and a half, like my whole thing was I would zero my bank account every freaking time. Like, on God, I would zero it out. But I knew that I'm going to get some sessions and I'd be able to pay my bills.
Yep.
But, like, that's what it takes. Like, I damn near forgot. I'm talking to you and I just remembered. I used to zero my shit out all the time. And then, luckily, you get busy enough, you start seeing a little more in the bank, a little more in the bank. Okay, cool.
No,
but
literally, no, absolutely. And I learned that, and it's just so crazy how much in the past year of just doing this that I've learned. So for the past year, I've done the actual production of everything, but Powerful Mind has evolved since 2020. Corona, still, same thing. I was literally locked inside, and I was going crazy. And I was like, I need to do something creatively. So I started Powerful Mind originally as a clothing company, and then I just realized that's just not what I wanted. It just wasn't enough, you know? And I want my own company. I know where this is going, and I see it, and I know exactly where it's going,
I
right?
like that. Yeah.
Right.
Driven.
Right, exactly. I don't know how exactly I'm going to get there, but I know I'm getting there. Yeah, no, I know I'm getting there. So, so it's all about the process. And then, so season 1, big learning curve, like I was telling you before, how to figure out, you know, what do I want the setup to look like? How do we want to consistently do this? Who do I want on my team? You know, I came back with less people on my team because I realized it's really important who you have around you, especially when you're trying to do something like this and make a lot of motion, you know? So
you want to vibe with everybody on the same page and type of time,
everything.
for sure.
Absolutely. So I literally did it until I ran out of money. Took 6 months off, put my head down, grinded, like figured out a way to have flexible time to do everything I need to do with this, but also have a good amount of income to continue to profit and reinvest, and came back better than ever, and I'm so excited that you're here.
6 months was crucial for you.
Absolutely.
Good.
Yeah,
you got your mind right.
Yeah, no, for real. Yeah, it was a huge learning curve for me. Absolutely. 6 months, it felt like 2 years. It literally felt like 2 years. It's insane. But I'm so excited that you're here.
I need 6 months to feel like 2 years. I feel like 6 months has been like a month. Time is flying, boy.
Yeah, no, this year it has been.
Well, how old are you? You're 22, right?
I'm 22.
I saw that on your IG, but like, I'm telling you, like every year, time gets quicker. Like I was like getting on some conspiracy shit. I was like, are they making the seconds quicker? Like, like dead ass. What's going on, bro? Like I'm looking at the time, like, bro, ain't no way, bro. Like what the fuck?
Especially when you got a kid too, bro.
He hit it on the nail. When you have a kid, you're watching them grow before your eyes. So it's like really a lot easier to like see, like, oh shit, time's flying. When your ass is crawling, why are you punching me, bro? Yeah.
No, literally, that's insane. This year though, ever since I started back up, because obviously we're back recording. Like we're recording this and nothing has even come out yet for season 2, you know?
Yeah.
So I've been just back recording content just because that's the thing you do, and never since I started doing that, it's felt like this.
Yeah.
You know, which is crazy. So I wanted to continue to do this.
That's dope.
But yeah, I'm so excited to hear it. Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you for having me.
This is really amazing. I think we definitely got some good footage, some good content, and I think I know that you're going really, really crazy places too.
Appreciate you.
And I'm really excited to watch along and be along with the journey, and you got my support.
Thank you. You got my support too. I respect it. I hope this podcast thrives, and I know it will. You're driven. I can see it. Thank you for having me. And
absolutely.
A lot of great stuff's on the way.
No, for sure. Tell the people where to find you at.
Find me at Instagram. It's really all I use. Don't try to add me on Facebook. I'm not gonna add you back. Dannyp941 on Instagram. Yeah, and then the rest you'll see on there. And Flood Studios is my Flood Recording Studios, Bradenton, Florida, close to Sarasota. Yeah, man. Flood Recording Studios on Google. You can find everything you need to on there. DM me, though. That number is off right now.
Yo, as always, Powerful Mind, thank you so much. I'll see you next week. We'll see you in the next episode. And, stay breezy. Take it easy. Peace.
Schlep.